The reason why I waited to speak on this particular topic is because I wanted to wait until they actually caught somebody involved with this. So now that they have caught someone, and to be honest, I think that there's way more, to be quite honest, because I can't see how this individual managed to pull this off by himself. Let me just give you a little bit of backstory. So a couple days ago, there was I guess you could say, an array of bombs that were delivered to high-profile people who spoke out against Trump or were labeled as Democrats. People such as the Clintons, the Obamas, Maxine Waters. I believe Robert De Niro received one. Joe Biden received a couple, I think, because I think they would. I think they went to a couple of his locations. I could be wrong, and a few other people had received some as well. And these were actual real bombs. These were not dummy bombs. These were bombs that could have been set to detonate and go off, and they were sent to a whole bunch of people, but nobody knew who exactly it could have been. Now, my theory was that the person who did it had to have known where these people are from, but nowadays it's not hard to hack into anything and find out information on anybody. It's not that hard, especially in the age of information that we live in the 21st century in 2018. Well, now it has come out and been confirmed that this individual by the name of Cesar Sayoc Jr. was, in my opinion, one of the people that was behind the bombing, well, not the bombings, but the bombs being delivered to these individuals. Now, if you look at it right here, here's the guy right here. He has on that Make America Great Again hat, and these are tweets that he posted out over the course of time. But if you look at this picture right here, this is a picture from a van that he was driving in. This guy was so obsessed with Trump that he printed out articles, tweets, pictures, quotes, all types of things, and literally plastered them all over his van to the point where it looked like a mural that was dedicated to Trump, but also to mask his location. But to be honest, if I saw something like that on the road, I would grow highly suspicious. And it doesn't have to be because it's Trump. It could have been because it's anybody. Like, this guy was and is obsessed with 45 to do something like this. Like, this guy is not all too well in the head at all. But I truly believe that he is not the only one involved. I cannot see how this could have been a one-man job. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this article that's coming from the Sun, and hopefully we can get some more or additional information. It says authorities snared Cesar Sayoc, age 56, earlier today in Plantation, Florida. Ironically, it's called Plantation. Before cops searched his van, which was covered in stickers supporting the U.S. president. The suspect is understood to be a strip club worker with prior arrests for terror-related offenses who has previously lived in New York. Now, it says terror-related incidents. I wonder, will they call this man a terrorist? After all, in some circles, he would fit the description. Investigators reportedly used DNA to track the suspect. Following his arrest, officers were seen inspecting a van covered in political slogans, including stickers showing Democrats Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, both of who were pipe bomb targets, with crosshairs on their faces. According to his Facebook page, Sayoc is a Trump supporter of Native American heritage who enjoys bodybuilding, although his LinkedIn profile suggests he may be Filipino. Images believed to be from Facebook have emerged of the terror suspect attending rallies supporting the U.S. president. New York-born Sayoc is a registered Republican with a lengthy arrest history, including being detained for making a bomb threat, theft, and battery. In 2002, he was convicted of a threat to throw, place, project, or discharge any destructive device in Dade County, Florida, court documents show. So this guy just loves making bomb threats and loves making bombs, apparently. If he wasn't so insane and so crazy, he could have been of some use to somebody and been paid good money for his services for I don't know, for whoever needed something like this to be made. In 2012, Miami bankruptcy petition filed noted that he lived with his mom and has no furniture. Oh, so he's basically a bum. In one social media post from last year, Sayoc shared a picture of Florida Governor Rick Scott and Trump writing, "The greatest governor in country, Florida Rick Scott and great friend of we unconquered Seminole tribe, Trump, Trump, Trump." Now, this guy could have spent more time trying to find a job or some financial means. He wouldn't have to be living in his house in the house with his mother, making bombs and sending them to people. But that's too much like right, and common sense isn't so common. In one social, I'm sorry, I'm about to read the same thing. He was arrested by federal cops at an auto parts store in the city of Plantation. The so-called MAGA bomber has sent devices to a dozen public figures who have been vocal critics of the Republican and its policies. Two packages were discovered today in the Sunshine State addressed to Democratic Senator Cory Booker and former National Intelligence Director James Clapper. The investigation into this week's wave of suspicious packages had focused on southern Florida and a mail sorting facility in the area. Bill and Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Oscar-winning actor Robert De Niro have all been targeted in the wave of mail bombs. Other targets have included billionaire George Soros, CNN New York Studios Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz, as well as Obama's former Attorney General Eric Holder. Addressing the Young Black Leadership Summit, Trump spoke about the arrest of the terror suspect while praising police. He said, "I am pleased to inform you that law enforcement has apprehended the suspect and taken him into custody. It was an incredible job by law enforcement. These terrorizing acts are despicable and have no place in our country." That he's one to talk. "I have instructed authorities to spare no resource or expense in finding those responsible and bring them to swift and certain justice, and we will prosecute them, him, her, whoever it may be, to the fullest extent of the law." Well, 45, you have the access of the news at your fingertips. You mean to tell me that all they told you was that they caught the suspect, but you don't know who it is by now? I am curious, though, to see what he's going to say when he finds out who it is, like the identity-wise. Is he going to plaster his face all over his Twitter account and say that they need to deport him or whatever? I won't hold my breath. "We must never allow political violence to take root in America, and I've committed to doing everything in my power as president to stop it, and stop it now." This is just nothing but a bunch of hot air coming from the biggest blowfish in the world. "The bottom line is that Americans must unify, and we must bullshit. Then he says, "There's no country like our country." Well, he's right about that, and not in the sense that he thinks that I'm thinking about it. He said, "And every day we are showing the world how great we are." Okay, whatever. No one had claimed responsibility for parcel bombs, which were slammed as terrorism by both Democrats and Republicans. So basically, it's like they're not going to call him a terrorist. I mean, they say that they do this double speak. They say that it's terror-like activity, but they won't call him a terrorist. Then don't use the word terror in your statements. The attempted bombing campaign comes less than 2 weeks ahead of U.S. congressional elections that could alter the balance of power in Washington. This week, a series of pipe bombs were posted, none of which went off, in what has become known as the MAGA bomber spree. Yesterday, actor De Niro and former VP Joe Biden were both sent packages containing explosive devices. The devices are made from PVC tubing attached to a digital clock and reportedly packed with sulfur as explosive and shards of glass as shrapnel. They also included a battery as well as wiring to spark the explosion. All I have to say is they just better lock him up and throw away the key. But preferably, if they do want to lock him up, put him in like a chest and throw it into the ocean and anchor it with some stones. Then throw away the key. But I truly believe that he was not alone in doing this. And if he was, he is a homicidal genius. That's all I can say. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.